Liverpool's pursuit of Paris Saint-Germain winger Bradley Barcola is still one of the biggest transfer stories surrounding the club, but the deal is not completed yet. Talks between Liverpool and PSG remain focused on the transfer fee, while Barcola's future continues to attract huge attention. Liverpool have made Barcola a major target as they look to strengthen their attack. The French winger is seen as a player who could bring explosive pace, direct running, dribbling and goals to the Reds' front line. His ability to play from the left or operate in different attacking positions makes him particularly attractive to Liverpool. Liverpool still want Barcola. The latest reports suggest Liverpool have not abandoned the deal. Fabrizio Romano has described the situation as still alive, while other reports indicate that Liverpool remain interested despite the difficult negotiations with PSG. The main obstacle is the transfer fee. PSG have previously placed a huge valuation on Barcola, with reports putting their asking price around £145 million, a figure Liverpool consider extremely high. Sky Sports reported that the difference between the two clubs' valuations has made the deal difficult to complete. But now there could be a major change. PSG could lower the price. According to recent reports, PSG could reduce their asking price to around £125 million. That would represent a significant reduction from the previously reported £145 million valuation and could give Liverpool more room to negotiate. However, even £125 million would be a massive investment. Liverpool are reportedly not desperate to pay PSG's full valuation, meaning negotiations could continue until both clubs find a compromise. The Reds are believed to want a deal at a more reasonable figure rather than simply accepting PSG's original demand. Barcola's position. One of the biggest reasons Liverpool remain hopeful is the player's reported desire to move. Recent reports say Barcola is open to joining Liverpool and has decided not to renew his PSG contract, although he is also reportedly prepared to remain professional and stay at the club if no transfer is agreed this summer. That is important because Liverpool do not want to force PSG into selling. Instead, they are waiting for the right moment when PSG's position could soften, and there may already be signs of that happening. PSG are changing their attack. PSG have been making moves in the attacking department. The French champions have reportedly reached an agreement with Barcelona for Ferran Torres, while they are also linked with other attacking reinforcements. Liverpool's own website reported that the Ferran Torres agreement could have implications for Barcola's future. This is where the situation becomes extremely interesting. If PSG continue adding attacking players, Barcola's position in the squad could become more complicated. That could potentially make PSG more willing to negotiate his departure. Liverpool will be watching this situation very closely. Liverpool's priority. Liverpool's interest in Barcola is not new. The club began preparing an approach earlier in the summer, with Sky Sports reporting that Liverpool were planning an opening move for the French winger after identifying a new winger as a priority. The Reds see Barcola as a potential major addition to their attacking options. His speed could be especially dangerous in the Premier League. Barcola is the type of winger who can receive the ball wide, attack defenders one-on-one, cut inside, combine with teammates, and create chances. For Liverpool, that profile could be extremely valuable. Why Liverpool want him? Barcola has developed into an important player at PSG and has already experienced football at the highest level. He is still only 23, meaning Liverpool would not simply be buying an experienced winger, they would also be investing in a player who could remain at the club for many years. His pace and dribbling would give Liverpool another weapon in 1-versus-1 situations. Imagine Liverpool winning possession in midfield and Barcola immediately sprinting into space. That transition threat is exactly what could make him so dangerous in the Premier League. But the deal is not done. Liverpool fans should remain careful with the latest headlines. Despite reports claiming that personal terms have been agreed and that negotiations are progressing, there is still no official confirmation that Barcola has signed for Liverpool. 442 reported that Liverpool had reached an agreement on personal terms for a 5-year contract, but the transfer fee with PSG had not been finalised, so the most important part of the deal remains outstanding. Liverpool and PSG must agree on the transfer fee. Until that happens, Barcola remains a PSG player. Arsenal, also watching Liverpool, are not the only Premier League club interested. Arsenal have also been linked with Barcola, meaning the situation could become even more interesting if Liverpool fail to reach an agreement with PSG. Liverpool currently appear to have a strong position in the race, but Arsenal's interest means the Reds cannot afford to take too long if PSG become willing to sell. A sudden change in negotiations could open the door for another club. What happens next? The next stage is simple. Liverpool need to continue negotiations with PSG and try to bring the asking price down. PSG, meanwhile, must decide whether Barcola remains part of their long-term plans or whether they are prepared to cash in on the French international. With the French club bringing in attacking reinforcements, the possibility of Barcola leaving is becoming increasingly interesting. But Liverpool still have work to do. There is no official agreement between the clubs yet. The final stretch for Barcola? There is another important angle to this story: timing. Liverpool know that the longer negotiations continue, the more pressure can build on PSG. If the French club genuinely becomes ready to sell Barcola, Liverpool will want to be in the best position to complete the agreement before another club can intervene. That is why the coming days could be crucial. Liverpool are not simply looking for another squad player, they are looking for an attacker who can make an immediate impact while also becoming an important part of the club's future. Barcola fits that profile perfectly. At 23, he already has Champions League experience and has developed into one of the most exciting young French attackers. His acceleration, close control and ability to attack defenders make him a dangerous player in open space. How could Barcola fit at Liverpool? If the transfer happens, Barcola could give Liverpool another option on the left side of the attack. His ability to stay wide would allow him to stretch defensive lines, while his movement inside could create space for overlapping fullbacks and midfield runners. Liverpool could also use him in transition. Imagine a Liverpool counter-attack with Barcola receiving the ball in space and running directly at a retreating defence. That kind of speed could become a major weapon in the Premier League. He would also bring competition for places. Rather than depending on the same attacking combinations throughout a long season, Liverpool would have another explosive option capable of changing matches from the bench or starting from the first minute. The big question: how much? This remains the decisive issue. PSG know that Barcola is a valuable player and will not simply let him leave cheaply. Liverpool, however, have their own valuation. The Reds must decide whether Barcola is worth paying a huge transfer fee for, or whether they should continue negotiating and wait for PSG to reduce their demands. That is why reports of a possible reduction in PSG's asking price are so significant. If the French club lowers the fee enough, Liverpool could decide that the opportunity is too good to miss. Don't call it done yet. For Liverpool supporters, the most important thing is to separate transfer interest from an official transfer. There is still no official announcement confirming Barcola as a Liverpool player. Until the clubs agree on the final fee, the deal remains incomplete. But the fact that Liverpool continue to be strongly linked with the winger shows just how serious their interest is. The situation could change quickly if PSG decide to negotiate more aggressively. Final word. So the Barcola transfer saga is entering a fascinating stage. Liverpool are pushing. Barcola is reportedly open to the move. PSG are considering their options. The asking price remains the biggest obstacle, and other Premier League clubs are watching. One successful negotiation could change everything. For now, Liverpool fans have every reason to keep an eye on this story because Bradley Barcola to Liverpool is still very much alive. The next major development could come when Liverpool and PSG return to the negotiating table. Will PSG lower their demands? Will Liverpool make the decisive offer? Or will another club enter the race? The answer could determine where one of Europe's most exciting young wingers plays this season. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you never miss any Liverpool updates on this channel until the next